I also wanted to play for you a bit of instigation, Stugotz, that Knicks fan Taylor brought in. He said that we are now feuding with WFAN. Evidently, we said some things when you were close to taking the program director job here recently at WFAN. We said something. You'll have to forgive me. What was the name of the two guys, the two bald guys that Billy was confusing, and he said they were the same guy?
Oh, Sal Licata and Brendan Tierney?
Okay, yes. Evidently, we're feuding with them. I have not heard this sound, so let's hear this sound, please.
Have that battle with that fan base or Knicks Miami, especially knowing that the Knicks, probably could have handled Miami. Because, we hate, like I was thinking about it with, what are those two guys who do the show down in Florida? LeBatard and Ugotz, I think.
Oh, yeah, Ugotz.
Oh, yeah, Ugotz. LeBatard and Ugotz with those guys, like, they're big Heat fan, I think.
Are they?
I think. I mean, they're in Miami. LeBatard, I think, talks about Miami.
Ugotz is a Heat fan? He's from here. Has he embraced the Heat culture?
Yeah, well, he's from here. He wanted to be here, but he left. And, he thinks he could come back and whatever, but he can't. He's just not good enough. So, LeBatard and Ugotz, I think it would have been fun to be able to beat those,
That would have been fun.
Miami.
You know what, though? Listen, so who would I rather face? Philly. You know why? Those fans have more heart.
He did the same thing that you did at the beginning of that. Like, what are those guys' names? The guys down there, what do they do?
I'm not beefing.
Dan did it better.
I'm not beefing with Sal. I don't care.
He came at you, Stu, the most there, I think.
Yeah, but I don't care.
But he's first on the chopping block, right? Like
He
you're
would have
taking
been,
his
yes.
job.
Yeah, I might take it again now. I might call him after the show, just so I could fire Sal.
I've been hearing LeBatard since second grade.
Turds are funny. That's a funny insult. I'm sorry, Dan.
Agreed.
Turd is funny.
Agreed. The turd, referring to someone as a turd at all times is universally funny.
Ugotz was weird.
Yeah, that was not.
That's a classic sports radio move, though, where you don't really, know their names, but you give off like you don't know their names.
I did not know.
I believe Dan.
I did not know who they were.
But he knows who we are. That's my point. Yes, you might not know who Sal is, and I believe you when you say that. He knows very well who you are, and he knows who I am.
Do they know that you wanted to fire them? Are those your list? Are they in a time slot that you would want?
They're in the midday time slot, and no, that's
you don't want
not
that slot.
Yeah, that's not who I was going to fire. It was Evan Roberts. I mean,
Evan Roberts. What time slot is he in?
And I love Evan. I mean, I do. I love Evan.
It's got to be the drive afternoon. Right?
It's afternoon drive. Yeah. Evan and Tiki, they do a great job. In fact, I will say this, okay? Sal, play this on your show. All three shows do a great job. It's why I wanted to take the job. That station is incredible, where you could put any two people in a 4-hour window and have them talk about a bunt, and boom, 10 shares. It's insane. But they do a good show. So I don't know why Sal has beef with me. He always thinks I'm coming up to take his stuff. I'm not taking your stuff. I was going to be your boss. I don't need to be anyone's boss at this point in my career. I can be my own boss.
You're not good enough to be the station director? What does that mean?
Listen, it's classic Sal, okay? Classic Sal, okay? Don't know his name. LeBatard, Ugotz, Tierney playing along. Tierney. I mean, please, if I did a remote, okay, if I did an appearance side by side against Sal and Brendan Tierney by myself with no promotion except a couple of tweets, I am telling you I would outnumber their promotion by at least 5,000 people. I said it, but I don't want their jobs. I wanted to help them become better at their jobs. That's all.
That's funny.
I didn't want Gio's job. That's too early in the morning. I did mornings, WFAN over the summer. The show was over. I had no idea what to do. What did I do? I took a gummy. I walked around the Lower West Side of Manhattan, sleeping by 2. It was miserable.
So if you did take the job, you'd be doing it for them.
I'd be doing it for WFAN. Yes.
You're a real Aaron Rodgers here, just kind of taking jobs, try to mentor the young talent there.
I was trying to take everything I've learned in the radio industry over a couple of decades and pour it back into a radio station that I love and host that I love. I do. I listen to those shows. I like those shows.
You're so giving.
5,000 more, at least.
Right next to each other, so like almost like if the two of you, like let's say this is like like an episode of Peanuts.
Put them on the Blarney Stone on the west side. Put me on the Blarney Stone on the east side and see who gets more people. Go ahead.
Just to be clear, though,
Love you, Sal.
you are saying you'd send out a couple of tweets and 5,000 people would gather around you in New York.
No, 5,000 more people than the other guys. Yeah.
That he would have 5,000.
So 5,100.
And they would have 0. Okay, so they'd have 100, and all you'd send out is a couple of tweets, and you'd get 5,000.
Hey, Stugotz, I'm going to be at the Blarney Stone East Side. Come out 3 to 6 p.m. Come out and hang out. I'll give you some sports takes. It wouldn't even be a live show. I mean,
It's the Stu signal. It's just a puff of smoke, cigarette smoke
A
out
plume.
over Manhattan, and people show up at the Blarney Stone.
I believe that he believes it.
thank you, Billy. Yes, that's the key.
Barkley was just on with Mad Dog and called him Mike throughout.
Oh, jeez.
Chris never corrected him.
Doggy doesn't care.
He just kept calling him Mike, though. His name's not Mike. That at some point you would think that a correction would be coming.
But Doggy told us this, that he's just happy that he's getting these guys on now. Because before he started doing First Take, he couldn't get you on. He couldn't get Barkley on. And now he's getting a who's who of guests. And he doesn't care if they call him Chris or Mike. I mean, it's amazing.
I'm not going to lie. I honestly thought his name might have been Mike. Like, I just know him as Mad Dog Russo.
Oh, you weren't sure?
Mike and the Mad Dog.
I wasn't sure. No, I would never listen to
Right?
Mike and the Mad Dog. I lived in South Florida.
I don't know, Stugotz, if you have been watching.
Are you mad at Sal? I mean,
No.
you're good?
No, I mean it's not very clever as an insult. I've been hearing it since second grade, but I mean I didn't hear he took you out more. I don't know. I guess being a turd is worse, but I've been hearing that one. For
Do you
a
like
while.
LeBatard less or LeBatard less? Yeah.
I got both of those since I was a little kid. I actually probably got LeBatard more than LeBatard, though, probably because first graders aren't using bastard.
Yeah,
a lot.
one hurts more
Kids
than
like
the other.
poop humor.
Tough one. It's interesting with Sal, though, because I had a conversation with Sal, and I told him this. I said, Sal, I am so happy for you because you, like me, listened to WFAN growing up, and now you are living out your dream of hosting on WFAN. That's what this station is all about. And it was sincere, and I meant it.
You're fine.
And he thanked me. Now, whether or not I would have fired him if I took the PG job is another thing. But I had that conversation with him when I was doing mornings with Boomer and Gia. And I really am happy for Sal because he has waited and waited and waited. And then Carton left. And then Tiki went to the afternoons. And there was a spot open at middays. And even though that spot should have went to me, it went to Sal. And I am super happy for Sal because he has wanted this his entire life, and he is living out a dream. And I love watching people live out their dreams. I'm super happy for him. I really am. Whether or not he believes it is up to him, but I've said it to him 1,000 times.
I thought you were done commenting on this. I thought you didn't have anything that you had to say about any of this, that you didn't want to take anybody out. You actually showed restraint at the start of this.
I did, yeah.
What happened?
I don't know. I mean, I like Sal. I'm getting older, you know. I don't want beef, but make no mistake about it. I mean, he says one more word, I will end his career.
Sometimes you accidentally drop a diss track.
He could have just called you John Wiener.
It's better than Ugotz, right? If
He could have just called him Stugotz.
If he had been just LeBatard and Wiener, I think it would have been better than Ugotz. I don't even understand what Ugotz is.
He's got built-in insults in the name. Two of them. Pick one.
Yes.
Now imagine it's me and Dan Blarney Stone, East Side. I mean, you're in.